Hi everyone, my name's James Ivey, but for the purpose of this project, I think you'll probably know me better as Jivey.
I'm James.
And I'm Kev.
This is 10 Ton Recordings, Kev's gaff, so called because of the vast amount of gear you've accumulated. And back in December, that's 2025, we recorded a band called Nuns of the Tundra, Saviour recording artists, Nuns of the Tundra, in that very live room. And it's taken us a little while to get it together through scheduling, depending on where you're from.
Yep.
But we thought what we'd like to do in this video, which we're kind of titling the 3 Audio Amigos or something like that. It may change.
3 something.
We're going to mix the track, Losing Control, 3 ways. The first one is going to be what you might refer to as an old school out-of-the-box mix on the desk. It's guitars, bass, drums, vocals, so not a huge session, which is kind of good from your point of view.
Yeah, no, it's very small.
There were 3 guitars, weren't there?
3 guitars, bass, drums, vocals, which was great. And then the second mix is going to be an in-the-box mix.
That's right.
Conventional plugins, all the normal stuff. And the third is going to be an in-the-box mix again, but using nothing but 1 knob plugins.
Are they those Waves ones?
Waves ones, several companies do.
I just thought of like one big knob.
That is a big knob.
There's a joke there somewhere that I'm avoiding at all costs. And I'm going to do that mix because I fancy a challenge, quite frankly.
That'd be brilliant.
So
That better not win. Sorry.
no AI was used in the creation of this video. You're all right, Danny, don't worry. So really, James, it's over to you. I'm going to go crazy handheld on this camera. We've got some other cameras. We've got a camera over the desk. We're screen capping as well. So hopefully you'll get a really good insight into an out-of-the-box, old-school, proper recording mix.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, SSLs are not only used in drum and bass or R&B studios as laptop stands.
Oh God, don't. do you mean Focusrite stands?
Something like that. So pretty much, mate, let's play a bit of the track and see what happens. I will grab that camera and hopefully we'll get angles in other places. Why have all the lights gone off all of a sudden, or is that it?
The mix is up on the board. We've spent this morning just getting it up on the board, doing adding some compression, some EQ. There's not a great deal going on.
Is that desk EQ, or
so we've
is
got
that...
some desk EQ. We've got some of the the racks. Kevin can tell you exactly what
I can give you a tour of what's going on at the back here.
It's pretty simple. There's no automation. The VTA is not running properly on the console at the moment, but we're going to get there. So here we go. Hell yeah!
Sisters and brothers, this ain't your truth, it's just a lost sense of youth. You could have used a new lover. It's just 2 reasons between my presets and something I'm giving up, left to surrender. Goddamn, my plans fell apart in my hands. Whatever. Hey man, meet my old friends, set some violence. Hey man, what's the problem? Set some violence. It's like I'm left here alone. I got nowhere to go.
Tradition dictates we start with the drums, mate.
Yeah, let's do
And
this.
I don't break the rules.
When we recorded this, this is I think it's a late 70s, maybe early 80s premiere that Hugo got. Super proud of it. He came down. We tried a few different snare drums. It was a large kick drum. I think was it a 24? I can't remember. It was a big kick drum, wasn't it?
What, my one?
No. What Hugo used.
I think it was 24, yeah.
It was
all
yeah,
in his
24
kit, yeah.
by...
I remember him saying they got it because I said that he looked too big behind a normal drum kit. So I'm glad I gave him a little chip on the shoulder about that. So really you'll see the mics we used, but the way we printed it was kick in, kick out, snare top, snare bottom. We had a beautiful set of overheads. I forget what mics they were. we've got that written down.
I
But
think
that's
it might
not,
have been the Sankens.
Yes.
Or the Sony.
No, it wasn't. It was the Sonys. But that's in
Sony
the interview.
Yeah.
That's in
Yeah.
the interview.
37 Bs.
And then the toms, we used the 41s. They were like the vintagey ones, the cream-coloured ones, weren't they? And then we got the Rototom. And the Rototom were just mono-mic'd. And that was just a 57, I believe. And then we had the room mics, which were the M50s. We're actually going to hopefully do a reamping of that. But I've got over here what we actually used. So that was pretty cool. So there you go. Let's do the drums. So, I mean, that's pretty wallopy to start off with. So that's the inside mic. So that's the inside and the outside microphone, which was an RCA. And I tend to commit everything to one fader. Sometimes I'll spread them out, but on this console, the black EQs, we've only got 8. So I kind of thought, well, I like them. So I've done some summon in the box. So that's all coming up here. And then basically I've just done a pretty standard EQE thing. You know, one am I pushing 60 on a bell, taking away a little bit of, you know, the sort of 300-400 there, and then just pushing about 5k. Then we're going into the compressor up here, and then that's EQ before compressor.
Okay, so give us the EQ then. And
now, before, obviously, it's a lot warmer, it's a lot, actually, you know, it's a lot more pleasing to the ear, I get that. But then when the whole track's going, it just becomes sort of a low-end mush. So we need this to totally, you know, break through. And then we're just hitting that compressor, a little bit of gating. Don't really need that, to be honest. There we go. So before, after, just a bit more exciting. There's some parallel going on. Obviously we're hearing all this in isolation, which makes sense a lot of the time. Snare. So on the snare, let's take the, again.
and that's top and bottom blended
Top
at
and
source,
bottom
isn't it?
blended. And I can tell you now that's a Ludwig. I think it's a 402 or 4?
4002, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Lovely snare. And this is the same snare, I believe, that we actually used on the record. Might be pitched up a little higher than what we did on the record, but freaking love that thing. You can hear how hard he hits, and like obviously you can see on the computer and looking at the consistency. He smacks the living crap out of that thing. So what have I done here? 200 on a bell, a little bit of mids here, a little bit of 1.5, and then 8K. You know, really, I'm just exciting everything. Just bringing out that ping.
Yep.
Just a little bit more low end. It's all there. And then again, EQ into compressor, classic SSL trick. And then that way you get the splat, you know, bah,
Yep.
bah. I mean, we've heard it on a million records, so I change it. Then I put the overheads always next to the kick and snare because
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
we're picking
Makes
up
sense.
most. Overheads here, because you'll hear, they're quite bright. So he uses Stag cymbals, Zildjian. You know, he's always looking for a new sponsorship, I'm sure. But yeah, they sound great. They're very bright. They cut through. They pretty much sound compressed already. But, you know, that's his thing. Here we go. And so with the overheads, what we was looking to do was capture the whole kit. They were the Sonys, and I think, were they spaced pair or were they?
Yeah,
like
they're
that?
very spaced
So it
out.
was a space pair.
Yeah, C37Bs.
Okay. And we didn't mic the hi-hat ride or anything. It was just them. So I think for it capturing the overall kit sounds great. But on this track, because you've got that kind of disco, that dance thing, bringing out the hi-hats was kind of more important. And then we can use the rooms and a few other things to sort of bring the fullness of the kit back. So what I ended up doing was just thinning them out and focusing way more on the hi-hats. And I love that.
It's a wicked hi-hat pattern.
And then into the compressor. Now I'm hitting that quite hard for the snare because it all works together quite nicely. But as you can see, it's not really affecting the cymbals too much, but it's definitely making them more aggressive. Then after that, we've got the toms. You'd probably hear that in as a whole thing. It would probably sound better.
And it's one up, one down, isn't it?
Well, on the toms?
Yeah.
No, it was just tops.
No, as in, sorry, one rack tom, one floor tom.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant,
And
No,
I can
yeah, just
confirm
rack and a floor. What does that do?
Sorry to interrupt. I can confirm, James, you were right. It was the cream, older MD41s on the toms.
Yeah, I thought, cool. Yeah, so 421s. And then I cut them out and then put fades on everything.
Yeah, you have been brutal on those.
Yeah, I know, there's a couple of mixers where they'll just go and gain everything down.
Simon Phillips rides every tom fill.
Hey, do you know what? If I had
When you've got 19 toms.
Yeah, when I've got Simon Phillips time on my hands, I'll be doing that. But, that sounds fantastic. And I know Barisi, I think he gains things down, so he keeps I get it, but, I kind of like doing this because then if we want to add a reverb or an effect like I do on one of the fills here, I don't have to worry about
the whole
alternating too
thing.
much.
Yeah.
And it's speed as well. No massive sustain, it's all thump.
It's all about the attack.
It's the attack, but I mean, you watch that guy hit those things. I mean, even if there was sustain, he'd probably beat it out. And then we've got the rotor toms here. So actually,
But so far, nothing other than desk EQ and desk compression.
Anyone I've ever met will know that I think this is pretty much a bit like Andy Wallace and what have you. This is just the EQ here at the moment. Let me just double check. There's an insert on that, but that's doing nothing. Yeah, this is all just the desk. I think it's one of the finest EQs and compressors you can use, especially the blacks on drums. They do have something. I do have some parallel compression going on over here.
Yeah.
So I can show, what I'll do is if I play the whole thing.
Yeah.
So as I said, we've got the rooms and that, and then what we're doing is we've got a kick snare parallel, kick bass parallel, and then a TGI, which I'm feeding a bit of everything of the drums too, just to give it a bit more colour.
Let's hit the rooms first,
Okay.
and then we'll bring everything else in.
So this is the rooms. Obviously, you can hear the bleed.
As a camera person who was in the room at the time, I can testify that it was absolutely obliteratingly loud. And the fact that you've got that much drums in the overheads,
God, yeah.
when you've got...
We had 3 guitars, bass. And you can still hear Troy's vocal.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to give it to her. I mean, like, singing over that, performing and what have you. And you can hear the, I forget which preamps we used. It was either the UTAs or, we've got it all written down. But you can hear that sort of distortion you're hearing is a lot off of the preamp. It sounds great. But then, should I do the whole kit?
Yeah.
So the whole kit. I think that sounds pretty mega, really. And again, Hugo is nothing but consistent all the time, which is great, especially on this song, Losing Control. The kick and snare is so important. So again, what we're noticing is like with the snare is, you mentioned it earlier, you really enjoyed the ring. But once we start bringing everything in, we're losing the ring. So this is where the parallel compression comes in. So here we're absolutely slapping it. DBX 160 over there.
Oh, here we go. Oh, which one? Are we on the top? Are we on the 160A or the X? Do you remember?
Is it 160? It's that one there with all the red lights.
Yeah,
That's
the
the
X.
snare.
Yeah, I love these for drums.
We doubled up. So it's kick and bass going through the 160 and also kick and bass going through the 165A.
Ah, okay.
Just because we could, I suppose. Or James could. It's just cool.
So if I add that in now, you should hear the snare and the kick, but the ring of the snare come out. There you go.
Yeah, sweet.
Turned it down. So you can hear it there. So that's where a lot of that sustain on the snares come in. So
That's the real ping. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And then what we have is the TGIs.
And that's the other one, isn't it? Yes. Nice and slow on the release.
Yeah, which is unusual. It's normally a one-trick pony. Release 2 is normally the favourite flavour.
What's it up?
4, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Does it sound like
looks
on
like
2?
5. They're on 5.
Put it
believe or not.
on 2. See what that does again. I'll start.
It'll be.
Ooh.
Bang!
That's the one normally.
Yeah, should we do that one?
You didn't like that one when I
I
put
did
it
yesterday.
up. I love what it does to cymbals on 2.
Yeah, that sounds killer.
Give that.
Gives the snare drum a lot more
Again,
bite.
like
Oh,
when
yeah.
you take them out without. And then back in.
I love that cymbal thing.
Yeah.
It gives it so much more excitement.
It's like a bloom or blossom almost, isn't it? On the.
Yeah.
Pushes down and the release on it's great.
Okay then. So drums then. That's pretty straightforward.
Pretty
and
much.
there's no plugins, none of that rubbish.
Let me have a look. See. No, there was a plugin, but that was an SSL one, but I've turned it off.
Captain Von Microphone over there. What do we actually have on the full? Give us the full
Yeah,
rundown.
because we were, our memories, because it was such a long time ago. So this is what we ended up with. So on the kick outs, to just go close to the Rezo head, was a Telefunken M82 with the EQ mid-dip switch probably in. And then there's, James mentioned it earlier, there's a RCA ribbon mic, a 77DX, like 2 meters away from the front of the kick drum, but pointing, looking at the top of the rim of the kick, which has a lot of wallop to it. And then we also used, if you remember,
And then.
and obviously Hugo had to go for a confirmation to the course on his accuracy of hitting things. It was a Telefunken D19 pointing down at the pedal, at the kick drum pedal. So it's really close to the top of the bass drum. You know, if the hoop's there, the microphone's like this, and the pedal's there, and that, if you remember, that added a lot of to things as well.
Yeah, summed quite a lot of this
Yeah.
together.
So and then snare top was a Shure Unidyne B. Snare bottom was a Sanken CU31 side address mic. Tom-toms were Sennheiser, the old ones, the 421s, the cream ones. Overheads, the Sony C37Bs. I think that's almost it. Oh, M50s, Neumann M50 Omnis as room mics. And we had big screens screening Hugo off. And the M50s were just sort of peeping over the top of the screens. I think that's about it.
It's like going back to Dictionary Corner, isn't it?
Yes, it's like,
So, and then we've got the Rototoms. They're cool. You can hear them if you want.
Play that really cool effect 'cause it's
I can't remember
mental.
what we put on that.
Oh yeah. So I put a
that's
phaser over
yes.
that.
That reminds me of the Pink Floyd thing.
I was about to say, it's so Pink Floyd,
Cool,
that
isn't
isn't
it?
it?
So
isn't it?
what we've got is we've got a phaser on there, just like a guitar pedal phaser. That's in the box. And then I'm using the chorus that's coming off the Lexicon over there.
Yeah, and under here, you mean?
Yeah, that one there.
There we go.
We're using that in 2 modes. So we've got one where the first engine is the play, and then the second is that chorus, which
Lovely.
we're using quite a lot on this actually, the chorus. And then but that sounds absolutely killer. That does. Like if you hear that in the the drums on that sort of.
I never lose control.
Yeah, that sounds great. I love that. And then really, we've got bass, amp, bass DI, and then 3 guitars, and then a vocal.
So bass was bass the Ampeg? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, so the bass
Nope.
cab was the...
No?
It was the bass cab was the Ampeg, but the head was a dark glass.
That's right.
The head
yes.
was tiny, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the cab was an SVT Ampeg with a AKG C12A on it.
That's right. And then we just came straight out the DI of the dark glass. That was the same head we used on the record. And then I believe he used his active Fender maybe on that one.
Do we not use the Little Labs PCP? I think we did in the end, didn't we? For the DIs.
We did that for the sound in the room because we actually went through your little Ampeg so they could hear the sound in the room.
Right.
So baby Ampeg, mega Ampeg,
Mini-peg, I call it.
mini peg, yeah. With the mega cab and the dark glass
Yeah.
head, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
This is cool. So this is the amp. We've got a few things going, a bit of compression. I'll take that out. It's just adding a little bit of attack. And then hardly any EQ really here. The main EQ is really coming from that UTA unit over there, the Eric Valentine thing.
Ooh,
Those things are incredible.
the top one.
Yeah.
And officially, I can say, technically speaking, you are driving the living out of it, which sounds great.
Sounds cool, doesn't it?
That's the equivalent of the Fab Filter EQ.
They're a rare beast, these as well, aren't
They
they?
are very rare, yeah.
And then we've got the bass DI. So this is, let me cut these out so you can really hear it.
That was the PCP, Little Labs, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
that's what I always use.
So this is the dark glass. Not a lot of EQ. Push a little bit of 450. This band is all mids. A little bit of 1K for a bit of bite. 4.5 just for that sort of growl.
Yeah.
And that's doing bugger all really, so who cares? But I'll leave it there. Not a lot of compression. There was we might have tracked it through a bit of compression anyway. But the thing I love about this, again, we're using that chorus, and this is where this bass comes alive. There.
Oh,
And then added with this. And it just gives width. Now, the thing.
so width on bass, discuss. Because normally it's kick drum, bass drum down the middle,
yeah.
spread everything else around those two. Kick, bass and snare.
Yeah. Well, it's still there in the middle, but I think with what this band does so well is the bass and guitars are really almost like one instrument, and then like you hear it, like these riffs are being played, and the guys are so tight. It really should, in my opinion, is treated almost like one instrument, and then every now and again you get Troy, Dan, or maybe Scott will just play like a little lead thing that just pops in and out. But I try and treat all of these guys like one instrument, if that makes sense.
Yep, totally.
Because they've all got their own place, but they complement each other so well. But this is I was talking about it earlier, like an Andy Wallace thing, where he would add a little bit of chorus on the bass guitars, and I watched him on a Mix with the Masters thing, and I did it, and I was like, phew, okay.
Have some of that. Yeah,
Yeah, man,
Bass sounds
definitely.
great though. And we can't say this enough. The reason this mix has gone together as quickly and as easily as it has is because the guys played in time, the arrangement is good, the playing is good and in tune, it's
they're
tight,
great.
and say there was some vocal replacement. In fact, the vocal was replaced purely because it was through 87?
251, the vocal.
Yeah, maybe we
251.
should have just put 58 in
251.
front of him.
Yeah,
But this
perhaps
studio doesn't have many 58s.
No, well, we're actually outboard to.
every vintage microphone under the sun, but no 58s.
Just for the record, that bass chorusy thing that Joe's just talking about, it's that. It's the 480L pitch chorus preset.
Oh, there we go.
That does sound lovely.
So the vocal was replaced after the fact, just because of the limitations of putting a nice vocal mic in a room with a drummer.
Yeah, it's a shame. But saying that, Troy's always super consistent in his delivery, and what he's done here is just absolutely fantastic. And they're on tour, they were in between tour when they were, doing the vocals. And,
Yeah.
got to give it to them, finding the time. So it's brilliant.
Let's have a listen to the guitars.
Okay, so there's a...
And these are all about parts, isn't it? It's not just three guys
Yeah.
going strummy, strummy, jugger, jugger, jugger. There are a lot of parts going on.
And the sounds are gnarly. So you've got Troy, you've got Dan, and you've got Scott. So if I probably go this way, yes. So again, just mids. I can't remember what he used. He used like an Axe-Fx or something. It was something like that.
It was an Axe-Fx 2.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Sounds great. And then Dan. Again, super, tight, super fuzzy.
Spitty almost.
Really spitty. And then together, these two. And then Troy is sprinkling in a little bit of, obviously he's singing it, and then he'll come in about here, I reckon. You can hear there's a lot going on, but that is such a tight, compressed sound. But this is why I kind of feel like you've got to mix the bass and the guitars together for these guys to make it all make sense. Because there isn't a lot of low end on their guitars, because the amount of fuzz that those guys use, it just sucks it all up there. That's coming up here. So I put the Troy's lead on another one, just so we can just give it a little bit more volume.
And that's the beautiful thing about Pro Tools, is that you can just go, I'll drag that onto another channel.
Yeah. Or the automation of Pro Tools, being able to just... I mean, this console can be automated. It's just getting the computer up and running, and once that's done, we're going to be doing some pretty special things on this.
But not much going on EQ-wise, just a
Not
little bit of
really.
cut.
Again, let's have a look. 800, yeah, just it's all mids. There's a little bit of top end in there. That one I just wanted to get a bit there on. So there's a gate on this one, just means every now and again you get just from the pedals and whatnot, have you? But again, there's not a lot. I think this one's pushing to delay. No, it's not. It's pushing to delay there.
Just listen to the amount of guitar noise in there. It's great.
Oh, it's nuts. Love it.
And then the all-important lead vocal, the now nice and clean lead vocal.
Yeah, so the vocal, I'm not sure what they recorded through, but it came through, it was fine, but what we wanted to do is just reamp it, just to give it a little bit more warmth. So what we did is we've put it through, which EQ, Kev?
He's gone.
Oh, he's
It's one of the summits, isn't it?
So it's this summit here, this one here.
Yarp.
And I haven't really used this much before, but I just fiddled around with the the knobs until it did something. And
There's a joke there somewhere. So you've basically boosted a bit of 180.
yeah,
You've boosted a bit of 220. That's about it.
yeah, just getting that sort of those low mids back in, and
Filters are out. A little bit of low mid.
and then that's feeding the distressor, which there's a lack. So the main compressors I tend to use are 1176s and things like.
It hasn't
Two
got
ways
any
now, and there are none here,
1176s,
so I should have brought mine. But these things
Mm.
are fantastic. They can become whatever you want them to be. So if I hit, you can still see how hard I'm hitting the compressor with.
Sex and violence. It's like I'm left here alone. I got nowhere to
You're only on
go.
4-1. It's not like you're really hitting
No,
it.
I got nowhere to hide.
I like the distressors. I think they're, obviously
There's one thing you should know.
the name suggests that you want to
I'm
pummel
never
everything.
losing
But
control.
I find them so versatile. Snare drums, bass guitar. I mean, it's almost a desert island piece of kit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few pieces that just are, and your parallels running into the DBX, isn't it?
Yeah. So the DBX is actually the kick and bass, and the DBX 160X is the kick and snare.
Yeah.
And then this is a parallel, obviously, as well.
What's the problem?
Yeah,
but,
Sex and violence.
And then effects-wise,
It's like I'm left here alone.
we're using a little bit of the
I
chorus,
got nowhere to go.
which I love.
that is
didn't know
that's
that
a
existed
great sounding
until this.
chorus.
I got nowhere to hide.
The plate on there,
There's one
Yep.
thing you should know.
which is nice.
I'm never losing control.
Yeah, that's the pitch.
Get loose,
I have no
Kevin, but this pain is how I win. It's my
I need to
pain,
sit down with
bet I can
Kevin
keep
because I've
it.
obviously used the plug-in, but you don't get a chance to use stuff like that because they're like £4,000. Those reverb units.
And delivered.
So, there's a lot of things to play about with. And then I've got a slap here.
Which is coming from the...
It's this thing here. This thing's insane. I have no idea. I just got it to do something and I was happy.
Prime Time 2.
Yeah.
You get it.
And then we've got
Hey,
a throw
man,
delay,
meet
which I'm
my
using on this
old
one.
friends,
And
sex
Kev has
and
actually got this wonderful
violence,
thing he's had since I was a kid.
violence. Hey,
And he
man,
wrote down
can you feel
all
it
of the,
coming undone?
Milliseconds,
It's
the
like I'm left here
BPM and then what the
alone.
milliseconds have to be to get the correct
I got nowhere to go.
timing, which I think is fantastic.
I got nowhere to hide.
Stuff you do when you're
I'm
younger,
never
And it's
losing
super important.
and it's super important.
And then that I'm using here on the
DFA, we all know what DFA stands for, and if you don't look it up,
digital frequency analyzer.
That's the one, yes.
But this pain is how I win. It's my pain.
So I'm just using this as a throw at the moment, which is nice, It's nice to have, play with the board and a bit more tactical. And then so we got
fear in the feeling that is forgotten. It's like I'm
Yeah.
Just want to guitars.
Yeah.
You're winding out a little bit of the low end, but the tones they've chosen are so mid-focused.
Oh, they are. Like,
You haven't had to worry about high passing everything
No,
to
not
get
at all.
rid of the bottom end and the mush potentially between the bass, the
100%.
guitars, and the.
I mean, you listen to. It is all mid. I always wanted a piano there.
Yeah.
It's almost like the more mids, the better.
I love the way that spit come.
I think there's a pedal. I don't know if they're using on this. It was called like the Decimator.
Yep.
And like, see how hard that comes in. So actually, it's interestingly, on the master bus here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're using this GML.
Oh.
I haven't done, obviously I've got a bit of low end and a little bit of top end, but I'm actually pushing mids again.
Yeah.
And then we're going into this Phoenix. I don't normally use this, if I'm going to be honest. I use more of this kind of great, but I just thought I hear so much about it. It's weird that it's not stepped, but it's very good.
And then we're going into the Phoenix as our master.
Yeah, as our
master
bus compressor.
Yeah, master bus compressor.
Um,
and then that goes, say, basically, effectively, that's
inserted.
That's
in.
an inserted, and then we go back into Pro Tools for our
yeah.
print. So what I think we should do at this point is cut in to the full video, if you like,
Yeah.
of the band playing the track.
Yeah.
And you can hit record on the thing and do the mix thing.
Okay.
Just do
Let's give it a
play
go.
the mix.
Hell yeah! Goddamn, my plans fell apart in my hands. I'm losing sisters and brothers. This ain't your truth, it's just a lost sense of youth. You could've used a new lover. Insist to exist between my precepts and something I'm giving up, left to surrender. Goddamn, my plans fell apart in my hands. Whatever. Hey man, meet my old friends. Sex and violence, violence. Hey man, what's the problem? Sex and violence. It's like I'm left here alone. I got nowhere to go. I got nowhere to hide. There's one thing you should know. I'm never losing control.
So, just to reconfirm, the music you've been listening to is called Losing Control by the Nuns of the Tundra. Saviour music recording artists.
Yeah.
Angela said I had to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't find them on streaming platforms.
They are available coming to a civic hall near you. Thank you to James.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to Kev for having us and
Welcome.
hosting us at his beautiful establishment. We're shooting the in the box version next week, aren't we?
Correct.
And then I'll shoot the one knob version. There's an irony there that it'll be me doing it on my own. One knob. Anyway,
Oh,
moving
okay.
on. Yeah.
One
Yeah.
knob can rule them all.
Yes, something like that. Wouldn't it be funny if? So I really hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please do hit like, subscribe, ring the bell,
Ding ding.
all that sort of stuff. Still not sure what this is going to become, whether it's going to be a thing or just a series or whatever, the 3 Audio Amigos or Jivey Talks Tech or whatever. But you found it on JTT. Please do like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And we'll see you again soon for more audio catastrophe.
Shenanigans.
That too.
One of them.
God, here we go.